The Talon is a new hub from Berd. It uses a hooked flange design to work with their ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene spokes. It's a great looking, high quality hub set which we're going to tear down, closely inspect and see what we can learn. These spokes have a lot of advantages over steel, but one downside is that they're more prone to damage by sharp corners, like what's found on a regular hub. Because of this, a regular J-bend or straight pull hub needs to be carefully modified to remove any sharp corners, taking a lot of time and risking the hub's warranty. Hook flange hubs don't require any prep work and are a more elegant solution for people using Berd spokes, but will only work with Berd spokes. Before we pull them apart, let's quickly run through the specs. They're hook flange only, no steel spokes here, and only available in black, 28 hole with a center lock brake rotor and boost spacing. 3 free hubs are available for HG 35mm, SRAM XD and Shimano microspline. Free hubs are available with either 36 or 54 engagement point internals. The warranty is 2 years on material or manufacturing defects, but excludes wearing parts such as bearings, gaskets, seals, springs and ratchets, and the hubs are manufactured in Taiwan. I've looked at enough hubs to know the overall Talon manufacturing quality looks really good. There are no telltale signs of shortcuts, and little signs like the anodizing being masked off at the critical bearing bores and threads shows real attention to detail. What we've learned from other brands of hub, including our own dial, is that the initial hub release is the easy part. The tricky part is providing spares, updates and service instructions to support the hubs in all their various versions for years to come. At the moment, Berd don't sell any service parts, so there are no seals, no axles or end caps available if you break or lose something, although I do know that they're working on changing this. Like most front hubs, the Talon is pretty straightforward, so we won't dwell here, but we've got two 15x28x7 bearings and end caps which are secured and sealed by O-rings. The Talon end cap isn't as nice as the plug-in style used by Hope, but it is nicer than the DT Swiss 350 style. And the end caps seem secure enough that they won't get lost every time you take your front wheel out. And here is how the respectable 156 gram weight breaks down. Rear hubs are where all the tech details are hidden, so let's go deep here and pull one apart. The first thing I notice is that the ratchet rings are heavily inspired by the classic DT Swiss star ratchets. They're not hollowed out to save weight like the DT version, but they look remarkably similar and also come in 36 and 54 engagement versions. They also sound remarkably similar. The Talon hubs use the same style threaded ring as a DT Swiss classic hub. This ring allows the ratchet to slide back and forth while coasting and allows it to drive forward while pedaling. Like DT Swiss hubs, this ring is threaded into the hub and tightens as the hub is ridden, and is required to be removed to access the drive side bearing and can be incredibly tough to remove, especially with a larger, more powerful rider or with an e-bike. This threaded ring is the worst design aspect of DT Swiss style star ratchet hubs, so it's a shame to see it replicated here in the Berd Talon hub. However, because of the space constraints in a rear hub, there just aren't a lot of great alternatives. Because the star ratchets are similar in shape to the DT Swiss hub, the DT Swiss tool can be used to remove the threaded ring. However, it doesn't fit over the stepped axle on the Berd hub. This means that you need to remove the axle and non-drive side bearing first, and you therefore lack the extra support the axle provides when trying to remove stubborn threaded rings. The aluminum axle uses a 17mm diameter section under the drive side bearing. This is the highest load point of any rear hub and the most likely place that the axle will break, so it's really nice to see Berd adding some extra strength here. The drive side bearing is a large 17x30x7mm bearing, which is the same size as a Hope Pro4 or 6-bolt Pro5, and a little larger than many other hub brands use. And the non-drive side bearing is a 15x28x7, which is the same size as what's used in the front hub and is the most common bearing size for bike hubs. Both of these are common bearing sizes, which will be super easy to source in the future when they wear out, which is great. The bearings aren't brand name, but they do look to be good quality and well made, so hopefully we'll see really good bearing life. Both bearings are tucked behind really nice looking rubber contact seals to hopefully keep grit out. As of filming, these are not available as a service part from Berd when it does come time to replace them, and this does worry me a little bit, especially the drive side seal, which on DT Swiss hubs of a similar design is responsible for a lot of sticky Freehub body issues when it gets worn or damaged. There are 3 Freehub bodies available for the Talon hub: HG 35mm, XD, and Microspline. The drivetrain makers have made Freehub body standards a real mess, so we built a really good Freehub body finder tool. So check out the link in our video description to find out what Freehub body you need for your type of drivetrain. No tools are required to move the Freehub body, as it's just a friction fit O-ring and the end cap. The end caps have these grooves machined into them which help with removal, and unlike a lot of other brands, they actually really work. Despite sharing a similar ratchet design to DT Swiss hubs, there are no interchangeable parts between the two. The HG 35mm Freehub body uses 2 normal size 15 by 28 by 7mm bearings, so replacing these will be easy peasy. However, both the Microspline and XD Freehub bodies use a very uniquely sized 15 by 24 by 8 bearing, which I've never seen before, and I can't find any replacement bearings, including from Berd. This is likely going to mean that you're going to replace the whole Freehub body rather than just the bearings when these wear out, but that might not be a terrible thing, as issues with this style of ratchet hub often come from wear here in the Freehub body splines. Here is how the rear hub weights break down. So of course, being a new product, the long-term durability is unknown, but everything looks to be really well made and high quality. Talon hubs are available now, and they're a great option for anyone wanting to use Berd spokes in their wheels. Check out the Bird's Nest on our website for more Berd info, and let us know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's anything else you'd like to see.